All right, guys, well, we got it all put back together. Got the battery charged back up on the camera phone here, and I'm gonna turn it around and let y'all see the final results there of everything put back together. I think a lot of the initial issue, that the problems, you know, I did a little complaining at the original part of this video, and there are a few things that I would change in the design. But I think the initial issue was set up from the first people. I think that's a lot in part where dealers need to take play in coming out to set up this equipment to make sure it's right. That's just my opinion on every stinking dealer I've dealt with. I don't know, I wasn't the purchaser of this piece of equipment, but that's the biggest part of the problem, is not coming out to make sure that the machinery is operating as it should be when they make that sale. All they care about is that final end-all sale. But enough of my complaining. Hey farm fans, it's Brian, SLC Farms. Well, so it's been a day or so since we took apart the spreader, and we're out here now. We've got all of our parts. We're going to try to get it put back together. So come along and let's get this fixed. All right, so here we got a table of old and new parts. So what we had to order, we had to get a new drive shaft. This drive shaft was messed up. It is not sliding in and out like it should. We had to get a new U-joint. We really didn't have to get the whole U-joint, but it was just the easiest to. This is the old U-joint. It's got actually a crack spot in it. We do have a piece to rebuild that, and we'll have a spare now if we need that. We had to get a new shaft to go in there. This is our new PTO shaft here as well. We went with a better shaft, upgraded, higher velocity shaft. It's got, this one here had just a standard U-joint, single U-joint, and the upgraded shaft has multiple U-joints inside to help bend. So you have one here, and then you have a secondary one inside here, and that just, it allows it to bend behind the tractor a little bit better. And so the old parts, this was the shaft that got bent, the bearing housing that got broke, and we've already stuck the new bearing on there. So we've got the new bearing mounted up right there, clean up the shaft, and we'll get it all put together.
She's I mean, it fits all the way down there.
Yeah.
All the way down here, there. I just wanted to make sure we weren't going to stuff that thing in there, and that, you know,
be like the other one.
Yeah,
where they just jammed it down in there.
Yeah, that's probably because it was bent, but I mean, it's all the way down to the bottom, all the way down to the bottom, so we should be good to give her a
drop that in, and the U-joint, the shaft. The only thing I didn't know about it was we'll have to. I would have thought they would have sent me the bolts for that U-joint.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think those bolts should taper down to like a point instead of just being a flat bolt.
Well, but usually on the bottom side though, they're not flat. These so usually they
job. And I was beating and banging, and I'll get a 7/16 and pull all these bolts out.
see what I don't understand. say that don't fit snug on there.
Oh, they're snug. I can promise you that. If my little camera thing is in your way,
No.
you just tell me and I'll.
You got it recording right now?
Oh yeah.
Uh,
It's been recording since.
what my
just
objective
take
is,
it.
Brian, I want to mock it all together before we start
Before
setting
you
stuff.
tighten it down.
Yes.
That's what I did last time.
We'll mock it together. And then we should be good.
We're gonna have
good
to
go.
jack the tractor real tight one way and
Yeah.
take a measurement from like here to
Yeah.
wherever to.
I don't know what the spec is for how much shaft. You probably want to have so much shaft, but
At
with
least
that double
3
U,
inch, at
with
least.
that double U joint one you got on there, you're gonna get a lot more articulation out of
yeah.
there too.
It should be better.
Okay, there's that. There's that. Why don't you grab that 1-inch shaft and
All right, so we got our first U-joint installed on the pump with the large keyway. Let's see here. There we go. Now you can really see what's going on there. I got a pair of what I thought were better snap ring pliers, but they would not fit in that hole for nothing. They were way too big. God, man, this is brutal.
yeah.
It's like Christine said, you go over there to where that trailer is over there, there ain't no damn wind. At least the tractor's kind of blocking it some.
Rough.
Oh, that's nice that those fit. This is why I called it the big guns.
Ain't no big guns here.
Man, I'm telling you, you're the best thing I've found in a long time, though, as far as helping me out with mechanic stuff on the complicated. Quicker than any damn shop around here, I'll tell you that. Take this to my favorite place up the road, and it would be there a month before they touch it. We're backed up. There's no reason you should be backed up that far.
There we go.
Yeah, now it fits.
All right, there we go. It spins easy, so it's in
Now you
there.
got to check the other shaft to make
Yeah.
sure one fits on it. But you could probably just leave that at this point.
Yeah, I don't want to, and that'll be set back far enough. Yeah. Finding help's a big thing.
Snap on set. I don't know what to set like that. I guess I should go on eBay. And
Yes,
look for something
that's where I
like
bought
that.
mine from. What I do is,
That's what you said. You look on eBay.
I go on the dealer's website, find the set I want, see how much it costs brand new, add tax to it, and then I try to get them for around 50%. And a lot of times,
You can.
oh yeah, you get guys getting out of it, and they're fucking hawk tools.
So those will adjust, open more,
Well,
close more.
No, well, what you do is you go from opening,
Pull it closed.
yeah, external, internal. Now,
Okay.
when you put it on there, it squeezes it in.
Oh, okay. So if you had a bearing, saying that was
Yes.
sitting inside there,
Yes.
so you can squeeze it in,
Yeah.
instead of me trying to be like
I've got
this, trying to pull them apart.
Yeah.
I see, says the blind man.
Don't do that.
You
I
got
know.
tricked. How do you make her lie away from stuff?
She's horrible. She gets right in the way. Hey, really, I guess I need to call Lewis to see when they're going to come film the tank.
Right up. I get charged $10.
Phone's filming. You can call Lewis and find out.
Filming right now?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
I could mute all this out.
You better, because hopefully that lady I don't remember what just said. It's just running down at the thing.
degrees that grease fit? Joker ain't got much room.
We might be able to just clock it just a little bit.
Hopefully the new locking lube will get on there. If not, I'll need one of them.
Pointy ones. Put on the locking lube.
I think they make an extra, like a 90 degree.
Well, I think there's a needle grease one you can put in there too. You just hook it on your locking lube and stick it in there.
Yeah, I wanted a battery powered grease gun, and I've got one that I've had for years, but my battery just doesn't really, you can't grease a whole tractor with it anymore. And I don't know if I could get a new battery for it. Bella, quit. Come on, you're going inside. You're out here trying to eat chicken shit. Come on, Bella.
Did you turn your camera back on?
Yeah, it is. That's why she was whining about me recording.
I'd say she's in the groove. It's spinning all good. Okay. You were damn near where you were before. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they had it where, I mean, when I took the last Eclipse off, they had it to where it was almost touching that thing.
You know what I just didn't do? I wanted to make sure that thing's fit in the drive shaft.
The new drive shaft?
Yes.
Well, I can carry that one end over here.
Well, I just figured it'd be easier to fit it over there.
Here. Hold on before you do all that.
Hang on, I just took that bitch off.
Well. Not really. I mean, it'll tap on. I'm sure if we get that paint out of the inside of there.
I just wanted to.
But here it is, either way.
Stuff in there because I think it'll go bright.
Yeah.
Just give her a tap.
Yeah, a little tap. Little tappity tap. As Adam Sandler on Happy Gilmore said, just tap it in. Or hit the old man on there or whatever. That's a damn good movie. They don't make movies like they used to. You can't be a comedian anymore.
Sure. You offend everybody.
That's what I mean. In fact, that's what I don't really see much of anymore since in the past few years is any comedians. I guess they just have to do like shows, you know, not filmed. Just private shows. Now, somebody else asked why we just didn't kill the roosters to eat them. And it's so much work. Kill that joker, skin him down, gut him, and you're gonna make a stew or something like that out of it because it's gonna be tough because it's a rooster instead of a meat bird.
Yeah.
When you can go to the grocery store and buy a good bird for $5. I mean, I hate to say it
Yeah.
that way.
That is engaged.
I'll say that's where I don't have the homesteader part in me. Now, if needed,
Yeah.
sure, in an instant. But I don't live in a society where it's needed for me to do it.
Well, it's like going deer hunting. If you figured out how much it costs you to go deer hunting,
Oh,
that's a hell
that's
of a
some
piece
of
of
the most.
steak.
Yeah, that's the most expensive meat.
Yeah.
I used to spend a fortune on deer hunting, man.
Okay.
From the no scent gear to the food plots to just the hour and a half drive every weekend to the farm. No, 2 hours. It was just absurd. I just wonder if we should measure, if we
Well,
could pull that other shaft apart and measure what I cut it to.
Well,
Maybe
Mike,
cut it about an inch shorter
I'm just curious
than what I did.
how collapsed this one is when you put it all together.
We'll see.
Why don't we just stick this one together? I'm just curious how.
I'll get the grade 5 bolt. got
No,
the back
I
side.
just
Okay. You don't need me to. Like I know how to get these covers off if we need to do that too. Be a little bit of a pain, but
because that's fully collapsed right there.
yeah. What we're going to do is, like say, jack the tractor and then take a measurement essentially for an overall length. And cut it a little bit shorter in case you're in a turn and go up and over a hill or down in a dip. Dip would be what gets you.
Yeah.
'Cause you're going to jam together.
I bet you there's instructions in here. Probably.
You're probably right.
That'd probably
I've
be the
never ever read those.
Well, let's be smart and just pay so much for this drive shaft.
Yes, it was $562.
Just want everything to slide together nice and easily. Take a little bit more off.
I don't understand.
You want a soft blow hammer? Or dead blow, sir?
Well,
Or a file or something? You got a burr on there?
it's sliding now.
Maybe you just had a burr.
And now its little balls won't lock in there. Yeah, I'll take your dead blow.
And a 4-pounder or a BFA?
No, 4-pounder's fine. I was just tapping on it and it's going, but I don't understand.
There you go, sir.
I just don't know if it's...
Remember that other one come off real hard? But I'm wondering if you might have a burr on your shaft somewheres.
That shaft feels fine. I don't feel nothing.
Can you rotate that shaft by hand? Does it look all right?
Yeah.
There you go, sir. You want a rag?
I got some in the shop.
There you go, Brian.
Thank you, sir. That's as far as she's.
Oh, there we go. I got it. Nice. Get it.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright, you didn't get me.
It's on their cheap shaft is what it is. There it goes.
You just went on, didn't you? Probably has a paint in there. Alright, that one fits all nice and easy now. Good?
Okay. Yeah.
Let me, boy, that's gonna take quite a bit. Good, so it goes in there nice and smooth. Not really. How'd the Massey work once you How'd the Massey work once you got the air bubble out of it?
Fine. Yeah, man, it's running like a top. The only thing is, if it's below, honestly, 60 out, I'm having to put a little snort of ether. I mean, just a
Touch.
My friend's like, you ought to use a gas rag. I'm like, who's got time to pull out a gas jug, soak a rag?
I mean, for how many hours they're probably on, you know.
I mean, and I'm talking just, but when it's warm out, and once you cranked it once,
It's good.
it'll run all day just fine. It's just that initial, and I thought about maybe it's not holding prime. Now maybe if I put a new battery, it just kept turning it over and 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 over. Or put an engine block heater back on it and kept the engine warm.
Or, I mean, you could, the starter could be cranking a little slow.
No, it's just it cranks too fast. I mean, it cranks.
Does it crank good?
Yeah.
I remember the battery was real weak.
But I would say battery weakness would be an issue.
If you probably changed the battery on there, it'd help it, you know, be even better.
But other than that, I had the square baler hook behind it. You're really pushing your tacks in that tractor when you put a baler behind it. And we rebaled a couple hundred straw bales with it.
Did good.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, she did fine.
Nice and quiet.
Yeah, she's not knocking or. Well, you know, I really know when I get a tedder or a rake behind her. But I think, like I say, what happened, I had it parked down in the cow barn. The cows got to rubbing against that piece you told me about that I probably should just eliminate or whatever, you know, that hose there.
Yeah.
And they broke that damn
Oh.
fentanyl that was dripping.
So you just had to, can you grab a shear bolt, please?
Yeah, I thought I had one.
I thought you did too.
One bolt of sheerness.
Do you notice they didn't even have the right size shear bolt in there?
Yep. Yeah, so I bought this thing from Northern.
How far will that slide in there, sir?
What do you
I mean, if we chop it,
it'll stop. I mean, this plastic stops it.
Okay. So if how far does it slide up inside the plastic though? Like this shaft sticking out.
Yeah, so we cut the plastic back the same way.
and the
Okay.
shaft sticks out the
same
way.
way.
Yes.
Okay.
So if we cut 3 inches off the plastic, then we measure 3 inches on the shaft, and then cut 3 in, like that.
Okay.
And that's what I did on the other one. I took 3 inches off, and I'm about assuming we're going to need to take 5 to 6 inches off of this one. Because I honestly think you've got enough overlap.
Yeah.
That plastic needs to stop like here, in case you go through a dip while
Yeah.
you're in a turn.
Well, if that works.
Just stop there and go get in your truck. Go up there. Holy hell, you gonna get me in damn trouble? Guys, just as my luck would have it, right in the middle of filming this repair, one of my new helpers came in with a load of round bales, and not 2 miles from the house lost 5 bales off the trailer from not strapping his load down properly. So we had a few words, and I had to leave the scene with the tractor, go get the round bales out of the middle of the road. But we got it all taken care of, no tickets, nobody harmed, all that good stuff. So we'll get back to putting this tractor back together. But some of the filming got moved because we had to go rescue round bales out of the road. But stuff happens, so thanks for watching. Remember, hit that thumbs up, like, leave us a comment, share it if you want, subscribe to our channel if you hadn't. Thanks for watching, and God bless. Putting in new bolts.
Oh, I just making sure the holes weren't screwed up.
They better not be. Brand new dirty.
Every time she gets a burger, it's got burnt crap on it from the grill because the guy don't know how to take a scraper to it. Now I've gotten several steaks from there. Yeah, it's the main street retreat now.
Yeah. And it is a lot
We
cleaner
went-
and all, I can tell you that.
We went, but why did it? What happened to the
Pat-
original
well,
owner?
Patty got tired of it. She's been in it for years, and she just sold it.
The first time me and Christina went there, I enjoyed my steak. I wanted somewhere to get a steak, and that's the only black place in town that sold a little steak.
I can't
And
remember.
Christina's burger was raw and was not good. So they gave her another one. They did. So the second time, because we're usually kind of a three, we'll give 3 tries. You never know, any given night. Second time we went in, and we sat down in the little booth right there inside the place. And there was 2 girls at the bar. There was 2 people sitting at the bar.
Some of it tastes back now, though.
And they never acknowledged us.
Really?
Never said, hey, how are y'all? Never brought us a menu. We must have sat there for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Finally, we just got up and left. And I left a horrible review.
You won't do
The
that.
lady, the owner called, she was, oh, I said, yeah. And I said, they were over there at the bar having shots with the patron. The bartender was having shots with people at the bar. I said, I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know.
It's a whole different place. I like Patty. I've been friends with her for years, but she never stayed.
Tony built that whole.
Oh, yeah. Well, now they've done even more. They've got that patio out back. They've got the plastic thing and closed it in.
Now, to be honest, Kurt, to get that on right, we're
Probably gonna put it straight, aren't
yeah,
we?
probably gonna have to put it straight.
Because it'll be sitting like yay.
Yeah, which I think is gonna be plenty of room.
I just want to make sure it fits.
It says it has to be half, so that's when we're straight out. It has to be at least half.
Well, yeah. So I mean, I think you'll be good.
All right, so you want me to pull it straight?
Yeah, that would be cute.
Brian, what I was going to tell you, on Friday nights, they have prime rib.
Well, but is Gene doing prime rib? You have tried Gene's prime
Oh, yeah,
rib?
it's good. He
Is
does-
it good?
He does it occasionally. But they do
That's probably good to get it hooked up.
had jeans in a while. I forget what it is, but I'm saying right now, this one, the patio's as good as I ever had. Like $15.99 or something.
Ain't bad. I'll have to try it. Me and Christina can never get out to do anything. Yeah, I think that'll be mo better.
Oh, you want to turn it now again?
Give me to jack it back
Yeah.
around. Here, let me put this thing out of the way here.
I don't think it's playing anyhow.
It is. This sumbitch, I've recorded for like 3 hours straight with it.
I think your battery go dead.
It just now said it's at 20%.
When it was busting everything when it was unbound, right?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you take another 2 inches off of it.
Go a little bit farther.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
How is it?
I don't think I'll ever turn it this tight,
Yeah.
but my concern be is if I am in a turn like this and I go in a dip.
Then it goes down.
Yeah.
All right, straighten it back up then.
We're not getting to that halfway point, aren't
Yeah. Maybe, hey, you want to just take another inch off and see how it's...
we? That,
I don't
an
want
inch
it-
off each side would probably work.
Yeah. I just don't want to go too far on
I don't
you.
either. Because he's got to be able to hook this in. Now he runs Kubotas too, but his are orchard tractors.
Uh-huh.
But he's got to be able to hook to it as well.
Aren't you just sending the broken drive shaft back and you keep the new one?
No, I'm gonna give it back.
Yeah. So friends, if you've watched this far, you'll recognize that is the new face we've got here on the camera. So this here is a mechanic friend of mine. He'll come out in situations where I just, want some extra advice or help. He's really good with diesels, tractors, all that kind of stuff. And I've said before that I can turn wrenches, but I'm not a diagnoser of problems. And this spreader tore up 3 times before we got it fixed. And some of it was dealer set up, like I said at the beginning. But that's what if you didn't recognize. But he's a good gentleman, and we're glad he came out and helped us. So, all right, we'll get back to it.
Back, honey.
He'll move. As soon as you start up, he'll move. Whenever you go, I was going to have you on. All right, we got the drive shaft cut down, shortened up. Now we just gotta cut down the plastic tubes. I got to see if I can charge my battery a minute though, so I will turn it back on when we're got it all put together.
All right, guys, well, we got it all put back together. Got the battery charged back up on the camera phone here, and I'm gonna turn it around and let y'all see the final results there of everything put back together. I think a lot of the initial issue, that the problems, you know, I did a little complaining at the original part of this video, and there are a few things that I would change in the design. But I think the initial issue was set up from the first people. I think that's a lot in part where dealers need to take play in coming out to set up this equipment to make sure it's right. That's just my opinion on every stinking dealer I've dealt with. I don't know, I wasn't the purchaser of this piece of equipment, but that's the biggest part of the problem, is not coming out to make sure that the machinery is operating as it should be when they make that sale. All they care about is that final end-all sale. But enough of my complaining. Let's take a look at the final work, and then let's go spread some poop. All right, so we got the new, better improved drive shaft installed. Got the covers back on it. We ran it a minute to make sure everything was gonna work as it should without the covers on it, and then we put the covers back on it, got them cut down. There's not going to be any binding whatsoever within this drive shaft. I can assure that, as long as it's hooked behind a Kubota tractor, and that's what the other gentleman runs as well. So we've got our new bearing installed. I did put the bearing on the back side of this. One, easier greasability. Two, I believe from where it was mounted originally, it could go either way, but I think this is a better spot for it. And so I am changing what the manufacturer did there. It was mounted to the inside of this box here. It was mounted inside this box right here. It was mounted where there's no paint. But if you see the clearance between the drive shaft and that bearing housing, if something were to happen, it's gonna just smush into that bearing. And so that's a, you know, you can see the thickness of that there, and how it just, this is a better spot for it. Again, I feel there's some design issues within this. I think a large slip clutch hooked directly to the hydraulic pump would probably be better. I don't know. I don't like this design. But we've got a new shaft here. We've got brand new yoke here because the other one was cracked. All new keys, new bolts, new tie wire. This whole linkage through here that was messed up is now completely redone. And you know, so let's go put some loads of manure through it and see how she does. And we'll do a little walk around here. This thing's got large flotation tires on it, so with the wet weather we've had, we definitely need that. We could have got a truck spreader, which would have probably been faster than the tractor, but with the way that we've had the rain, we don't want to risk the getting stuck, and the four-wheel drive tractor would be better. So back here you got two spreaders that sling the material that you put in there. Right now we're currently using poultry litter. Then you have a back gate that you adjust so you can control how much of that litter comes out of the back. Got two hydraulic motors that control the two spinners. Well, actually those two motors there control the chain. The spinners have their own hydraulic motors up underneath. Each one has its own motor as well. This here is how you adjust the opening on the back here. So up here we've got an electronic solenoid. This electronic solenoid, we have a switch in the cab that turns the chain in the floor on and off. That chain, or well, that's what's known as a chain, is this thing here. This is the floor of the unit, and
These right here, this controls the speed of that chain, how fast you want it to walk. And this right here controls the speed of the spinners in the back. And like I say, you have that electronic solenoid, and that turns the chain on and off. The spinners, as long as the PTO is on, running the hydraulic pump and the hydraulic system, the spinners on the back are always on. But the chain is what controls going. The chain is what controls going in and out. And so you can see the floor here, that chain walks along and pushes the material out onto the back, onto the spinners, and that's how it operates. So let's go spread some poop. Thanks for watching, y'all. Remember to hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you hadn't, hit that notifications bell, and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If there's something else you didn't know, I didn't answer a question, be sure to ask. Y'all have a great one.